back, so we in deep. Final steps for the headpiece. They the beasts of the Big East.
Mike Nzei, thank you so much for joining me, man. And I'm just having Big East conversations because I'm a big fan of the Big East. But tell me about your journey into the Big East. You're not a local kid.
No.
Right? So what attracted you to the Big East? Is there a particular player, particular coach or anything? Or I'm sure you could have gone to any college that you wanted.
I mean, I hate to say this here, but the first day I flew from Nigeria to the US, my first stop after JFK was a St. John's basketball game.
You know what? This is, can I just, and this is not even stereotypical, but this is a coming to America story.
It is my
It
is my coming to America story. Even before I went and got food to eat,
yes,
the coach took me to a St. John's game because a friend of mine who I grew up with, named Chris Abekba, played at St. John's at the time.
Yeah, yes.
So as soon as he picked me up from the airport, it's like, Chris has got a game. Let's go watch him.
Wow.
So that was my first experience.
And then once you saw it, do you know who they played at the time?
I don't remember who they played exactly, but to me, it felt out of the ordinary. It felt like the movies for me because the most I ever saw about America basketball was in the movies.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't believe it.
So you get to America, you see Big East basketball. The first game you see is a Big East game with St. John's.
Yeah.
As you're watching St. John's play, are you saying to yourself, I can play with these guys?
I'm telling myself, first, I'm seeing my friend.
Right, yeah.
In the game.
Yes.
If he could do it,
then you could do it.
I could do it.
Okay, so he's in St. John's.
Yes.
And you end up here at
Seton
Hall.
Yes.
How did that happen?
So at first, when I flew here, went to the game, I was in love with the Johnnies because my friend played there.
Yeah.
But I've always been that kid that wanted to create my own path.
Got you.
Yeah. I feel like my friend's been there, has done it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to create my own path. And when I found Seton Hall, it felt like home right away.
Okay.
From the jump. And I could speak a lot about some of the things that attracted me to this beautiful school.
Sure.
And I would tell you, one of the first things I ever did when I stepped on campus, I met a legend from this school named Robin Cunningham.
Yeah.
And she asked me what was one of the things I was not comfortable doing. I said, speaking in public. She's like, have you been working on it? I was like, yes. She said, can you give me a speech right now? She called her whole office.
Really?
And everybody sat down. She's like, tell me about your journey.
Wow.
And I spoke for like 5 minutes. And from that day, she always makes sure to check on me, make sure I was doing the right thing. When I played basketball with some of the guys, like I grew up playing with Desi, Kadeem. I played against Isaiah, played against Angel. So this was some of the local kids like in New York that I competed against.
Sure.
And the connection started building little by little. So when that time came that I got an offer, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because here's a school that I went to. I love the people. I love it's a small campus. I love everything that he has to offer. And then I'm going to be playing with some guys that I'm familiar with.
Right, so Isaiah was your teammate, right?
Yes.
Was Miles your teammate as well?
Miles Powell was also a teammate of mine.
So I'm going to fast forward a little bit because you talked about making your own path, right?
Yes.
You guys won the Big East Championship.
Yes.
Or Big East Tournament or Big East Championship?
Biggest tournament.
You won the Big East Tournament.
Yeah.
That's the same year that Villanova won the national championship.
Yes.
So to come into that tournament, and at that time, Villanova was stacked. They got half the team is on New York Knicks right now, but to go in there and run it, right? Win the Big East tournament had to be kind of one of those things. I said I wanted to chart my own path, and here it is, right? That Big East championship.
Yes. So, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to the coaches. I think Coach Willard was still, Sha was a big player back then in terms of like getting some of the guys ready.
Yeah.
Our first year here didn't really go well.
Sure.
Some of the guys were just new freshmen. I didn't get to play my first year because I had broken my wrist. But the mindset going into that year where we won the biggest championship was like, not a lot of people believe in us because we are all young.
Yeah.
We just have to like make a name for ourselves.
And that you did.
And the coaches guided us and we were able to do that.
That is great. And so many great players and great moments and great coaches are come out of the Big East or are existing currently in the Big East. And I have this term, and you guys have heard it all the time, but I say it's the beast of the Big East, but with an S at the end of it, because it's plural, because there's so many great players and coaches, and the history of the Big East is just, I'm sitting here with you to pay my respect and pay homage to a conference that has been so influential on basketball, sports culture.
Yeah.
And it's just been one of these deals where it just defined a certain style of play, right? So Villanova comes out of the Big East and they win a national championship against bigger conferences, bigger schools, right?
Yep.
So it tells you a lot about what this Big East conference is about, right? Do you feel like that time when you were playing, your time here, it was just tough physical, different brand of basketball than when you played out of conference?
I mean, I would agree with that because first, with me deciding that I wanted to go play in the Big East, a lot of people, first thing they said, "Are you ready?"
Wow.
What do you mean, are you ready? They're like, you were kind of undersized. The Big East is a tough place to play. Are you sure you're going to be able to do it?
Nice.
So coming in, I already had the idea in my head that what people know about this conference is just like hard, tough basketball night in and night out.
Yeah.
And I got to witness it for 4 years of my time here.
That is awesome.
And you could clearly tell some of the runs, some of the biggest schools have had. Villanova had a good run.
Yeah.
UConn just recently had their own good run.
Yeah.
You see like Marquette, like even Seton Hall, like I feel like the biggest schools, like when they get the chance, they're able to prove themselves. Seton Hall didn't get to make the NCAA last year. They got to the NIT.
Yeah, and won the NIT.
And won the NIT.
Yes.
So it's just people will continue to doubt the Big East.
Well, there was a time where the Final Four was all 4 Big East teams.
I mean, I believe that.
No, it was. That was the most incredible time when it was the Final Four. All 4 Big East teams were in the Final Four.
You get to see how great the Big East is sometimes at the tournament.
Yeah.
At MSG.
Yeah.
The number of people that come there, it's just so great to see sometimes.
Well, I appreciate you sitting down and having this conversation, but I do have to ask one question, and you may not have this experience, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What was your first starter jacket?
My first starter jacket. My first starter jacket was actually when I moved to the U.S. I came here with no clothes.
Okay.
So it was more like a donation from everybody.
Okay, and one of the donations was a starter jacket.
I got a starter jacket from one of my coaches.
What team was it?
I don't remember the exact team, but I could tell you another of my starter kit that I got was all black. I remember that one because I saw it on my friend Chris, and I said, "Can I have this?" And he was like, "Yeah, take it." And he says Heats on it and starters at the
Miami Heat.
Yeah,
you got the Miami Heat.
That one, I don't remember the jacket or team, but when I saw that shirt on Chris, I said, "Can I have it?"
Yes.
And he gave me, and I still have it till today.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you sitting in and sharing that starter story, man. That's incredible.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Start a brand coming back, so we in deep. Final steps for the headpiece. They the beast of the Big East.